Been talking about the role of the media in the entrenchment and deepening of good governance, by extension, democracy. And we're speaking with Dr. Femi Adefila. Thank you for being here once again. Now, let's talk about press freedom in Nigeria. Datafight, they are a media platform who works with statistics. Sometimes in July this year, released something about press freedom, and it is to counter, the assertion, allegations of intentional clampdown on the voice of dissent, especially from the media, people who are backed up by the law to hold government accountable from ages, even till now. And it's at the heels of what the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said and claimed that the press freedom in Nigeria has been largely free. But a fact check by Datafire reveals that this must be a misrepresentation of the fact, according to the Global Data on Press Freedom in Nigeria. And they gave their reasons. Said World Press Freedom Index 2024 as of July that Nigeria has a press freedom score of 51.03, placing it within the 40 to 55 score range. That means we are in between, not really free, not really, being hampered, which indicates that the country has a difficult press freedom situation. So they are saying it is not true. Mohammed Idris said it, to say, no, the nation has never gotten it so free. I mean, the media has never gotten it so free under them. And it came at the heels of journalists that were arrested, some of them coming from the airport. They were, arrested, detained, only for the police, the security agencies to release them and say, oh, it's a case of mistaken identity. Many of them were incarcerated. Many of them were beaten. Or during protest, the security men we pick on, sometimes the media, or sometimes don't come here, don't put us on camera, all of these. And this is why we are talking about press freedom in Nigeria. As a Nigerian, you've been in this business for long, you are still here. How truly free do you think the press is, especially under this administration?
I think we are doing fairly well. That's the truth.
Really?
Without playing to the gallery. And I'm not a very emotional, sentimental person.
How do you mean?
With 1.8% is a fair mark. It may not be excellent.
Yeah.
Let's do this as a theorist in mass communication. There was a time we had what we call libertarian theory of journalism. Libertarians spoke about the fact that the media had excessive power, almost on in, without concomitant responsibility. But it was observed that it was abused. Because you are a media out or you are a journalist, it does not give you the power to be above the law. That was what gave back to social responsibility theory of journalism. That it must be socially responsible because of the power that we wield. The power we wield is enormous. I understand.
Right.
The fact that we have agencies that can be overbearing, they can be excessive, and they can do things arbitrarily. There's no doubt about that. But because I was here during Abacha, right? I was here during Babangida, I was here during the first coming of Buhari, so I know the difference. That there was a time we were being served lemon. Now we have lemonade in our mouth, and I know the difference, the way it tastes. So to a great extent, you can sit down here and say anything you want to say about Tinubu. I've never been arrested. Yes, there always be complained. 2 weeks ago, a program heard on Front Walk, our sister station. The PDP wasn't comfortable with the professor that came and took a swipe on the educational sector of the state. They complained, but nothing was done to me. It was just at the realm of complaint. Then, again, 2 weeks ago, last week, somebody came on a Yoruba program, or Ohiolei, and took APC to the cleaners. There were complaints. I'm murmuring. Nobody came to arrest me. I couldn't try that during Abacha. Let's be frank. Let's be factual. Because because I know how to think, so I know how to think.
But would that be a fair comparison to, try and juxtapose what we have now, with what used to be during the military? Because we know that wasn't what it should be. Whatever comes with the military is just about decree.
That's right.
But we're talking about democracy here. And it's looking like, because we had it rough under the military, whatever we have now is just okay.
Yeah.
Is that what you say?
What I'm saying is this. I will again use this word, the
Yeah.
maxim that is a journey. It's not a destination. The fact that today we can practice our profession without let or hindrance speaks to the fact that we are free substantially. I've seen all manner. The fact that spokesperson for the president, EU reputer, does not mean we are not free. I understand people have been arrested.
Yeah.
I understand people have been molested.
Lots of them.
I understand when we cover protests during the NSAS, too many journalists were brutalized. Yes. But I'm saying that does not eclipse or rub off of the fact that we have substantial freedom of expression as a platform. I mean, as an institution, that the media is free. There can be absolute freedom, my brother.
Right.
There can never be. Not even in America. Not even in America. You see how Donald Trump bullied journalists, even in the presidential, in the White House, during press conferences. What I'm saying is this. I think to a large extent, because I cherish what I have, you don't know what you have until you lose it. Because I was here when we were clamped down on. When, you know, I'm happy somebody is here that knows my story. We were together in OSBC. You know, I was sacked twice. I was sacked.
What will be your offense?
Thank you. I was State House correspondent to Washington State Broadcasting Television. And I was in Nigeria Labour Congress. Was it protest now or strike action against the military junta of Commander Anthony Duffier? There were negotiations about minimum wage. And I was a broadcast by Anthony Duffier. But I felt that the broadcast wouldn't be complete in my script or in my news analysis without recourse to NLT. So after the broadcast by the governor or by the military administrator then, I went to the NLC chairman, Peter, something like that. So I went to the man and I said, sir, what do you think of the broadcast of Mr. Governor and the offers made to you? And the man said, no deal, no agreement. And I went on air. I didn't know that was an harakiri. That was sacrilegious. The following day, I wasn't arrested, but they called for my head and they invited me and my principal then carried a to the government house. The next thing, I was sacked. After a month or 2 months, we were taken back.
Very upset, yeah.
That's the truth. It won't happen today. How many things have we done here against Adeleke, Aregbesola, or Yetola? You know, they can't even come here. Then again, during Anthony Obi, I did a study and I discovered that vehicles in the transport pool were reducing in number. You know, when politicians left, they retrieved so many official cars. That's why this debate and this norm for a political office holder to exit his office and go with his vehicle is a new thing. During the Adeleke regime, every commissioner dropped the official vehicle as they exited the office. So we counted the number of the cars that were Nissan, Sunny, and there were beautiful Peugeot 504s. And we discovered that so many of them have been sneaked out of the transport pool. So I did a report, investigative journalism. I got the ledger, they call it the ledger of the transport pool, number of vehicles that were deposited at the initial stage, now what reduced, what it is today. And I discovered that about 10 were missing. So I went to the commissioner for transport and I asked him, what happened? He said, you dare not do that. I went again to the guy in charge of transport pool and he said, no. It's been taken there. I mean, they'll be taken somewhere. And I heard from drivers, from boys that they were given as gift to visiting military officials That was the practice of military administrator then.
Yeah.
If a senior came calling, as he left, a car would be given to him
Go with
as a
something.
gift. The common patrimony of Osun State. So I went on air. Oh, what an affront. I lost my job again for 3 weeks, for 3 months.
All right.
So what I'm saying is, so that was then.
Right.
Those things are no more there.
All right. Now let's talk about proliferation of media outlets. You know,
Yeah.
a simple check will tell you, in Osun State, radio stations here, we have like 10.
Yeah,
In Oyo State, 51.
yeah,
In Lagos State, 62.
that's right.
Now, a simple check will tell you again that Nigeria has 740 functional broadcast stations.
Yeah.
740.
Yeah.
And many persons will say, excuse me, these is one too many, because when you see some of the programs and content on many of these stations, we talked about, you know, politicians having radio stations and, you know, big money bags just because of an agenda or a narrative, you know. But, you know, on this program, like 3 months ago, we spoke to an elder statesman, a media guru as well, one of your mentors, Payemi Farombi, who said, maybe we don't have enough. We asked him why. He said, because we don't have radio or TV stations who are based on ideas and professions, like a radio station on agriculture, radio station on engineering, radio station on basically music. We have maybe a 1 or 2 on sports in Nigeria, and that was his own opinion. Do you share that opinion as well? 740 media outlets in Nigeria.
I share that opinion. You know why?
Because your mentor?
No. Do the quick check.
Yeah.
Do a quick check. Nigeria has 740 functional radio stations. And our population
Both
size,
media, yeah.
our population size is about 220 million. We are not sure.
Mm.
South Africa has 60 million population. They have 986 functional radio and television stations. Check. 60 million population. 986. 220 million population. 740. What do you call it?
740.
740. So
Is this supposed to be, by standard, is this supposed to be
it will be
based on
proportional to the population, because the spread, the cities, people's demand must be proportional. So what I'm saying is this: we don't even what we lack now is not proliferation, it's lack of professionalism. It's the fact that those who are going into the trade are flying blind. They are unskilled people. They see it as another business. And I tell people that the broadcast business is another ecosystem entirely. Now you understand the nuances before you invest in radio station or television station. You see, there was a time in Nigeria that it was a fad to establish petrol stations. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
10, 20 years ago, every corner was a filling station. Now most of the stations are down. They are short. Because they didn't understand the dynamics of the trade they were going into. Anybody that could muster 15 million naira then established a filling station. That is the same thing that is being done now in the broadcast industry. Most emergency broadcast entrepreneurs see it, number one, as an avenue to make money, number one, or something just boost their ego that have a radio station too. Not knowing that this is a peculiar business. The gestation period is different. For instance, if you go into the business of car selling now, if you have 10 cars displayed at your car lot, someone will come one day, she pays or he pays, and you make your profit. It doesn't work like that in broadcasting. You invest first. You have to earn the confidence and the trust of the people to get listenership or viewership.
Right.
And that's the data that will make you money. So it is a journey. They don't understand that. You don't have a radio station this month and make money that month. Though mine was different. Serious, to the glory of God. But the normal trajectory is to wait for the process to gestate.
Exactly.
So people don't have that patience. That's why they are turning their back on the on their radio station, television stations.
They want to sell.
After about a year or two, that my God, this place is not making money.
As viable, because I wanted to talk about the viability. How financially stable would they be the CEO, the chairman, will not perpetually fund you forever.
That's right.
At some point, you have to stand on your feet and keep making the money. Now, the market is becoming thinner. You know,
That's right.
you are sustained by the kind of money you are making, your marketing team, and the economy is not doing so well.
Yeah.
The market is becoming thinner. You have the place of the social media, you know, the guys on the internet, you know, sharing the same market with us. And that takes me to the next question. The online market, talk about the social media, the guys, content creators, because it's the same pool that all of us are in. And maybe because of the advent of high technology, they are getting the eyeballs more. And do you see them? And I'm asking this consciously. The social media guys, the guys who are doing the work, getting the money, getting the endorsement, skit makers, content creators, online radio and TV, as a conventional media person, do you see them as competitor or a threat? Because truth be told, they are the ones getting the money.
Actually, it's a threat. I must confess to you. That's the truth. Social media has considered itself as a threat. Threat in the sense that we are competing for the same market, for the same eyeballs, for the same ear. And that means they've encroached into our market so rudely. But
Rudely?
That's right, because it was the kind of inroad they've made and the kind of the slice of the market they've taken has made nonsense of the media market today. But they are the new kid of the block. They are the stars of today. And it happens like that. Radio was the first medium of mass communication. When television came in 1927, it took the shine of radio substantially. Newspaper was the first, the very first. Most newspapers in Nigeria today are not doing well because social media has virtually killed newspaper business in Nigeria. That means Igba Lasso, Igba Lewu, Igba Odere Koko Nile Lori, Bujo Bang Pani, Mato Sisukutu.
You might want to translate that.
That's right.
I know you're about speaking that.
Hausas we say, Sirikin Goma, Samani Goma.
Samani Goma, yeah.
That is 10 kings, 10 seasons.
10 dispensations.
Life comes in phases, it comes in seasons. When you have your season, take full advantage. Another season is coming that you may not be the player on that stage. That's what it means simply. So, newspaper business is dying. It's even dead, as it were. I was talking to a friend of mine who edits a newspaper. He said they've not paid salary in 20 months. They can't afford to pay. Where is the money coming from? When last did you buy a copy of a copy of your Punch or Tribune? Nobody does. Everybody has gone online now. So they have encroached substantially into our market. And that behoves on you as a media entrepreneur to be creative. What will see you through these storms, this turbulence, is creativity. The depth of your creativity. I remember when COVID-19 came and it was a total lockdown. I beckoned on my head of station then and my staff that we should do something different. You guys got to be paid at the end of the month. Money is not coming from Lagos, from our media buyers. We need to do something differently. We came up with the idea of producing jingles for political office holders that we sensitize people within their constituency about COVID-19 and the need to observe social distance. And it became an instant sale. We made enough money to pay our salary throughout. In fact, we started this construction during COVID-19. So creativity is what we need now. It's a creative industry. The broadcast industry is a creative industry. You must be very creative. Which now, the way social media killed newspaper, it takes a long time before they kill television and radio. Because we have a lot in common. We have a lot of similarities. So we are going to complement each other. They will compete with us, but we complement each other. As a radio station, you have to stream live. You have to be savvy on Twitter or X. You have to be savvy on Instagram, on Facebook. You have to meet the people where they play. You take your message to their doorstep. So that's what you should do.
Yeah, as they say, you know, using social media language, aura for aura.
That's right.
You meet other places as well.
Yeah.
So, carefully hearing you and picking out your word, you said is a turbulence. You feel the conventional media will, come what may, will always be, because you talked about the death, practical death of the newspaper now. You think, come what may, the social media guys, content creators throw at, you know, at the conventional media. You think the conventional media will always be, because you use the word turbulence.
Yeah.
And turbulence happened for just a period of time.
That's right. There will be turbulence, there will be storms. They will give us a run for our money like they are doing.
Yeah.
But I must confess to you, we will coexist for a long time to come. I don't see radio, because of the immediacy and the fact, let me tell you that again, why radio will be relevant and television will be very relevant. The unique features of this platform. Television, for instance, social media is doing something that television really promoted. Family bonding, social bonding, family time. That's what television promoted. When I was growing up, I grew up in a conversational age. In the evening, everybody will sit down in the living room, you watch television, you talk, you exchange ideas. Now, individualism, everybody is on his tab. It's creating social gap. And it's causing a lot of psychological and sociological problems in the society. But television brings everybody together. Radio, another thing is this. There will always be class different. Even in heaven, there are angels, there are archangels. There will be people on the lowest rung of the ladder. There will be people on the highest rung of the ladder. So radio is cheap. It's the cheapest means of mass communication. Your gate man can afford the radio. You as the boss in your bedroom, you can afford the radio. Some radio sell for less than 1,000 or 2,000. Your phone has a radio facility by default. So radio will still be there because, and data is expensive to buy. So the people on the lowest rung of the ladder of the economy will stick to their preference and their medium of choice, which is radio, their friend.
How about
it's affordable to them.
So how about TV?
Television is another thing. That one is pricey. It's very pricey. It's an elitist thing. What I'm saying is this. For instance, when my kids are grown now, there was a time, it was a rule in my home when I traveled that dinner time, nobody's on phone. You must all come downstairs. Let's eat together and watch television to bond. Let's get to know each other. We can't be living in the same house and be strangers. That's what social media has created. We are all strangers now. People are getting married, and right there at the altar, the bride is tweeting, the husband is tweeting. They are busy on their phones, hardly listening to the words of God from the clergy, who is trying to bring all the verses in the Bible to guide them. Social media is very possessive, and people are obsessed about it, and it's having a lot of psychological issues for the society. But the traditional media, we have their values and virtues that the society needs.
So, Doctor, are you saying that this adrenaline rush and the clamor for social media will die down with time?
It will mellow down. Let me use that word. It will mellow down, because when you realize the disadvantages of the medium that we all crave now. For instance, I'm checking myself. Now, I got into this habit of Facebook video. I want to know where I click, I see interesting things, and they won't allow you to work, to do your job. But radio will allow you to do your job. You can be working in the office and listening to radio. You can be watching television and you do your work. This one is taking our time. We are becoming possessive and obsessive of this platform. At the time, reason will prevail. It will prevail that, oh, I got to check myself because this thing is becoming adversarial.
Yeah. You know, this conversation won't end without talking about the ease of doing business. Actually, you're a businessman. You're a media guy, all of these things. There are still factors of doing business. How easy, quote unquote, easy, or how challenging has it been, especially in the last 1 year, with knowing fully well what the economy has done to, and the inflation. This money, inflation is at 33.8%. You know, general inflation, food inflation is well over 40%. But the ease of doing this business and staying afloat and doing what you do? How challenging? How easy has it been?
I must confess to you, it's not my money. It's not work. It's not a walk in the park. It's been very tough for every Nigerian, every person who is the business of entrepreneurship has not been finding it easy, and it's a general phenomenon. Number one, the cost of energy is huge. There was a time we were paying as much as 6.5 million naira for diesel every month before we switched to solar. It was a trying time, a challenging time. I could have thrown the towel if I was not obsessed and passionate about this profession, because it was killing me mentally and financially. But because of my love for my profession, and I'm ready to defend my business at whatever cost, then I looked for alternatives for survival. And now we can smile. Whether there's public energy or no public energy, at least we have solar. It doesn't bring much comfort because of air conditioners are limited, but at least we're on air and we are transmitting. God be the glory for that opportunity. But it's not be easy for anyone in Nigeria. And I think, I don't know the import of the reform agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I believe in reform. I believe it. There are times that you have to sit down even as a father in a family and observe your finances. What do I rejig? What do I retool? How do I re-strategize? But you must factor the comfort of your family into it. Yes, we keep hearing that it's a childbirth pain that's going to be painful, but bountiful joy will come at the end of it. But it's not easy. You know how much we buy public energy now? Yeah. It's very expensive. You know how much we buy diesel, how much you do virtually everything. What we used to buy for about, let's say, 1 million is now costing about 3 million naira without an apology. And unfortunately, the media is the only sector that banks don't support as much. That's the truth. They don't support the media sector. They are ready to finance businesses of trading, of selling. But if you go to them and say, oh, I have a radio station or television, they will laugh at you that, are you going to make money?
Because they want, there's no return on
they want the return on investment and they want it quick.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let me take this as your part in short. 2 years of WSTV, 9 years of amazing talk, quality, amazing music quality talk. Now, Rave will be celebrating the Big Ten next year. And then between now and next year, where do you see Rave? Looking at your first year and your 10th year, what do you think the journey will be? Your projection.
My projections
30 seconds.
My projections are to take Rave and Western Spring Television beyond where we are now. It is typical of every business owner, of every dreamer. You want to see your yesterday better than your today. So we are strategizing on how to take Western Spring Television to a new realm entirely. That's why we have what we have here, the video wall, so that will enhance the quality of our broadcasting, the quality of our reception, and make it easier for us to produce as many content as possible. And as far as radio is concerned, we did huge investment last year, change our transmitters, change so many things, and revamp the whole thing. I want to ramp up our content quality as we progress into a new year. And Rave will be 10. That's going to be very significant. That's 10 years. That's huge. And we want to really roll out the drums to celebrate what God has done and sing Great is Their Faithfulness. And bring our friends to say, okay, here we are.
I'd like to ask you, what message would you like to share with the people that made you? I call them the people that made you because without them, there can't be a Rave or Western Spring Television. Talk about the audience, partners, and stakeholders that have been with Rave 91.7.
Thank you very much. So that I don't sound a bit
for the past 9 years.
Yeah, I have to thank God. Number one, I am deeply grateful for His grace, for His faithfulness, and for His kindness. I want to thank my wife. She's been very supportive. She made that money available to me, and she knows I'm a very restless person. When I want to do something, I want to get it done.
Right.
And every morning around me, it's not safe. I put my hand in it so that I can get results. I hate not getting things done. But there are people I must thank. When I was prospecting for my license, I waited for 5 years. I built my radio station. For 5 years, I was searching for license. I worked with ministers. I was in Abuja. I thought my license would be a walk in the park, but it wasn't. Until God led me to General Chris Olukolade. I continue to be thankful for what he did. It was the one that made it easy. I told him within 3 months, I had my license. I have my television license. A friend of mine, Senator Ajibola Bashiru, made it possible. I told him, SRJ, it's my desire to have a television station and I want a license. How do I access the villa? I speak to the power that be. Femi, don't send me text. Don't send me on an errand. Get your ticket, hop on the next available flight, come to Abuja. I went to Abuja, told him, hi, am I in Abuja? This is my hotel address, this is my room number.
All right.
In the middle of the night, 1 a.m., he was there at my door. Coco. Femi, I'm here. Took me to the villa. We met everybody. A month later, my license was given to me. So I can't but be grateful and indebted to those people that the Lord used. The Lord will not come in physical terms. That's why I value relationship.
Right.
I believe there's no value-free relationship because human beings by nature, we are very transactional. But there are people you must be indebted to for allowing themselves to be used for your sake. They are blessing forces.
Right.
And I want to thank God. And I want to thank my audience. They've been very, very supportive. And they received us, they supported us. And mostly I cannot but thank my staff. I think I'm lucky. Lucky in the sense that when you work with the brightest, the best of hands in an environment, and you drive them almost like a slave trader, and they give you the very best. They know what you want to achieve. You know, one thing that can tweak the dynamics of your business if when you misemploy. No matter how clear your vision and your dreams are, if people that you entrust with the responsibility don't understand your vision and your dream, they mess you up. But that's not my luck. I'm lucky to work with the best of hands, and I want to thank you all for what you do.
Thank you. Evelyn.
All right, it's been a wonderful, profound, and amazing conversation with our very own Oga right here in the house. It's not every day you get to sit one-on-one and drill your Oga like this. But we must appreciate you, sir, for making out time to come on board. And congratulations to you for all that you have done over the years and celebrating 9 years of amazing broadcasting with Rave 91.7 FM and, of course, 2 years of Western Spring Television. Dr. Femi Adefila, the CEO of Felicia Daniels Communications Limited. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Have a good morning.
All right, that's the show this morning. We appreciate you, our audience. Remember that there is no us without you. And you cannot really spell us without the letter U. And that's because you are very important to us. We do this again tomorrow on Morning Spring for another insightful edition of the show. Remember that by 12 noon today through to 3 p.m. there will be a colloquium aired right here on the station and on our sister radio station Rave 91.7 FM. The title, Between Reforms, Political Courage and Social Impact. You do not want to miss it. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei. Have yourself a good and productive day.
All right, thank you very much. And I say congratulations to the production team, all of us here, from both ends as well. And I say, maybe they don't know, the chairman is a prince, of a right boom, somewhere around the corner. You might not want to agree with that. All right, when you mentioned our Oga, it made me remember Fubara and Wiki. That was the way they were calling themselves.
Yeah.
All right, but Femi Ojo is my name. We make a return tomorrow, God willing. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.